Okay, so I'm here today with my really good friends and colleagues, fellow realtors in our realtor group, Katie Hunt and Ursula Calderon Bridges. So thank you both for being with me here today. And on Saturday we had, in this building actually, we had our business planning session. And we started that business planning session with me presenting to the group 4 questions that I have been asking myself each morning. I've been kind of doing this as an exercise for myself. And those 4 questions are designed to help me understand what are the things that I most want in my life and what's stopping me from accomplishing those. And I've been on this kick lately to try to understand why people will fail to do things that they know they want to do and they know that would be good for them. So it's just been something I've been sort of focused on recently. And so I've developed these 4 questions that for me have been really helpful, and so I shared them with the group. So I'll just review the questions first and then we can dive in together on what some of those things mean. So the first question is, what things do I wish were different in my life? Number 2 is, which one is most important to me right now? Now there's a lot of things you can put on this list, right? But the one that you want, and not the one that was from the past or one you think should be in the future, or not the one you think you should make number 1 on your list, and not the one that's the most important to somebody else, but the one that is the most important to you and the one that you want. Okay? Number 3 is, what is stopping me from accomplishing it? And I like to say you can't have any more than 3 things on that list. It's usually 1. It's sometimes 2 and almost never 3, but it can be up to 3 things, but no more than that. And then question number 4 is, what lies am I telling myself about those things that are stopping me? So I challenged everybody in attendance to do that exercise for themselves each morning. And so let me ask you, Katie, why do you think that I asked people to do that?
I think for a lot of people, it's difficult to pinpoint those things. And like you said, I'm a person who suffers from this, and I think a lot of people, other people do too. I don't do the things that I know are going to help me reach my goals, and I don't know why I don't do them.
Okay.
So I think that you're just kind of laying it out in question format, the thing that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah. Do you feel yourself sort of getting forced to kind of open the rib cage and bear what's inside of there?
Absolutely.
Painful?
And it's painful. Yeah, for me, it's just, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay.
So it's something that I've been, and then when I say to myself, well, this is dumb. How do I not know what I want? I don't know how I don't know what I want. And so I've been thinking about that. It just keeps me going down this road of trying to answer those questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Ursula, what, from your perspective, what was the objective, the purpose for me giving that challenge, and what is the objective for you doing that in your own life?
I think it's really important to, kind of strip down and be vulnerable and be truthful to yourself, right? And that's not always an easy thing to do. And so I think those 4 questions and asking ourselves that daily can really help us get focused. Because I know I've had that challenge. I wake up with the best intentions and then something gets in the way. And whether it's something I put there myself or family or I can easily get derailed, and I've allowed myself to get derailed. So staying focused about what's most important, what are the things getting in the way, is not, it's going to stop me, I believe, from allowing those things to happen. When you're aware of them, I think it's easier to address, right?
Sure.
So.
Yeah, and that will be our objective today, is to try to become more aware of those things, not in a way to focus on anything negative, because sometimes it'll be positive, but to the awareness will allow us to use those things for accomplishing what we want to, instead of letting them kind of be these unspoken barriers in front of us.
Definitely.
All right, very good. Thank you for that kind of intro to this subject. I think that was really good. So, Katie, yesterday I was talking with you on the phone a little bit, and you mentioned to me that, and I was surprised to hear this, because usually people can tell you pretty quick what they want. And you said something to me, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, I'll let you describe this, but that was a difficult thing for you.
It has been difficult, and like I said, I ask myself, what is it that I want? And when I think about it, I don't really know exactly what I want. And when I delve a little deeper into that, I think what I've started to realize is that for most of my adult life, it hasn't been about what I want. I'm a mother of 5 children, so it was never about what I wanted. I wanted that. I wanted to raise my family. So then it very quickly became, what did everybody else need and want?
Yeah.
And so for most of my adult life, it wasn't about what I wanted. It was about what needed to be done, and that was great. But they're all grown and they live on their own. So,
So sometime you need to come take the Emotions of Agency CE class that I teach, because I'm pretty sure I know which category you would fall in. In fact, we're teaching that one tomorrow if you're available to do it. But I'm pretty sure you fall into the same one as my wife, and that means that you have a propensity to put other people ahead of yourself in almost every case. And it sounds like you did that for so many years that those habits die really hard. How long has it been now since you didn't have that primary caretaker responsibility for children?
I mean, it's recent.
Yeah, so this is a new thing that you're kind of dealing with, and you get to let yourself figure out what it is that you want.
But even in the last few days, since we started this project, so 3 days, I really feel this sense of lightness and almost purpose in finding out what is it that I want.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So
we talked a little bit about the concept of the difference between your needs and your wants, and scarcity and abundance. And so, Ursula, what was your takeaway from Saturday's session on that subject, and focusing on your needs with a scarcity kind of mindset versus your wants with an abundance mindset?
Yeah, I think that can keep a person down, right? When you don't think beyond and dream. And I really have a hard time asking the universe for that. And that comes back from when I was a kid, only taking what you need.
Yeah.
And I have a really hard time thinking bigger than that. I don't know, I guess maybe I think I don't want to, be greedy.
Well, there's a concept, and it's a little bit of an old-fashioned thinking, but there's some truth to it also, right? It's not like it was like old-fashioned thinking is all bad, but it's an idea of being courteous to others and only taking from this world what you need from it. And that is a great principle, and it's great to be courteous to others, and I don't think we should go out there and just pillage everything that we can just because we can do it. But what's really interesting to me, because my degree in college was economics, which is by definition the study of the allocation of scarce resources. And the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that is actually totally predicated upon a lie. And that lie is that there's a limited number of resources in this world. This world will provide for anybody. And what's really interesting when it comes to wants is that there is no limit to wants. And if the world can provide everybody what they want, why wouldn't everybody want as much as they could want? Right. And so this is a very tough thing it's come through the generations, and it's only recently that the world's sort of waking up to this idea that you can have it all. Now, Katie, as you think about those concepts, there are some things in there that are truths, but there's also some things in there that are deceptions, where we tell ourselves the wrong things. And so what have you recognized as you've kind of thought about this over the last a whole 48 hours since we talked about that.
I think that the idea of coming from a perspective of abundance and what you want is not necessarily a bad thing, because similar to what you were saying, Ursula, you know, we don't want to be greedy or selfish. And because a lot of what I've done is, or a lot of my life has been based on what is needed to be done, that to change that perspective really, it opens up a lot of opportunities and things that could be different and could be more. I also feel that there's a lot that we give. So by giving more into the universe, there's just more there.
You get it back in return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
When you're pursuing the things that you want, then you're being the most honest form of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
the most genuine form of yourself, because you don't really want to focus on time management. You want to focus on focus management, and where you focus your efforts, where you focus your attention, I guess we could call it attention management, is the thing that you will see the most differences in your life the soonest. And so by focusing on those things that we really want, and by being the most true to ourselves, then we can in turn be the most to other people. Which is interesting, because the people who want to give of themselves the most, Katie, are only able to give of themselves the most if they are achieving their own wants as well.